What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Film Room, where we're going to go over today the no introduction today. I just want to watch this match. I haven't actually broken it down and analyzed it. This is where Chaim Schalk and James Shaw deliver one of the bigger upsets I've seen on the Beach Pro Tour calendar in quite some time. Chaim and James, they're in the red, and they beat Sweden in the quarterfinals of the Mexico Elite16 down in Quintana Roo. James and Kane were literally out of the tournament. They lost in the weird round of 12 to the Capagroso brothers. I'm planning on doing a film room with them in their final against Cuba because that match was bonkers, especially things that Cuba can do. But then they got resurrected by the new format and they took advantage of their second life. They draw Sweden, who was rolling, and here we go. And so they end up beating Sweden in three. So let's see what we got. So that's David Ahman back to serve. There's Jamesy, relative rookie. The just look at how dynamic James is. So he's about six. I'd have to look up his official height, but between 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" type deal. Jumps and look at these long ass arms, like huge double arm lift, and then hangs and hangs and look at, I mean, the ball is so far out. It's like a side, like a Randy Johnson sort of three-quarter arm sidearm pitch. And Hellvig sort of jumps right here because he doesn't think who in their right mind is going to turn that back line. Jamesy, huge bounce swing, massive angle. That's a really good example of the athleticism that James is bringing to the table here. He's young, he's springy, he's long, and he's a tremendous volleyball player. Played well at Stanford while he was there, then was in Germany a year ago playing indoors, and now he's back on the beach. Obviously playing well. Nice job tracking the jump set. So watch James's eye work here. So this is something fascinating as more and more teams are jump setting, and you're going to need blockers just like a James Shaw, who is really long and also really athletic. So he holds and holds and holds. Okay, Ahman, jump setting. So James, look at all the ground he has to go to chase down Hellvig. Gets over and gets pretty balanced, right? So he's still drifting, but look at this block. He's able to drag that left hand in there. The move patented by, to me, Jake Gibb. Drops his hand in there. Awesome block. I think he could do a better job here of getting off the net. So watch how he kind of just hangs out there. I think he could do a better job sort of getting out here to give himself a step close because Kane does a pretty nice job of lifting that and giving James an ability to swing at it. But instead, it's a perfect, dainty little cutty that goes down. Really, first two athletic plays from Jamesy. Again, awesome. Watch this. So James tracking, 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 and then shuffle, 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 gets balanced, jumping right in the angle of Hellvig again, and it's the balance that does it. So it gets out, and look, he's still square. Like he's able to press way over the net. He's over the net right here. And a lot of times you'll get guys, they're sort of getting swing blocky and they pull their shoulders off. He's pressed firm, everything back into the court. Three awesome plays from James. Sick serve from Kamer, not known for being the best server in the world. And again, James, man, his blocking is formidable. Super square, super balanced. His numbers right on David Ahman's numbers, and he is huge. This is at the top of the antenna that they're playing, and so the net is 8 feet tall, and then you add another couple feet with the antenna, and they are way up there. Awesome touch, good timing, and then they're forcing Ahman to try to do something perfect, which he's usually pretty good at. So that, to me, even though it's an error on Ahman, I'm giving Jamesy credit for a shot alter there. I'm giving him credit for that error. Sometimes you jump too high. So again, let's start with the serve from Kame. This is a sweet serve. And so float from middle to sideline, really difficult serve to handle. Helvig does a nice job, but it takes the jump set out, takes the option out of place. Now James is able to get right in the face of Helvig and just, I mean, look at that height. He's way over the net, neck above the net, and just tries to go for the SWAT team. Hellvig is one of the best in the world, I think. And when I say best in the world, I think maybe top 20 players at using the block. And so he's able to just chisel that off James. But really good start for James and Chaim. Again, going to James, he's taking that nice kind of tempo-y set. Looks like he gets under it a little bit and kind of drops his arm. And this is where so James and Jordan Hoppy were actually pretty regular practice partners for Triborn and Chaim Schalk a year ago when I coached him. And this was one thing that I tried to get James to get out of the habit of is dropping his elbow because when he is at the top and he jumps, there's not many people, if anybody in the world, who's going to stay at the top of them. But when he dips his elbow a little bit and he gets a little bit cute, that's where he gets in a little bit of trouble. And so that's just a habit that he's already clearly got a bronze medal in Elite 16. He's working out, but that's one of the bigger things with his game. When he steadies that out, he's going to be much more consistent. That's just an absolute Yahtzee. And look how easy he does this. This is a pretty good step close, right? He's a little bit out of system, back set coming in, and just look how casually he makes that swing. That's phenomenal. James probably has the nastiest jump serve I've ever personally had to pass. Now, I've never played against an Evandro. I've only practiced against Phil, but I've played against James in a number of tournaments. And when he gets cooking from the service line, you got to watch out because this is absolutely unpassable. That's an absolute bomb right on the ring. And Ahman's just like, screw it. Nothing you can do about that. So we got 6 points here for the Americans. And Chaim Schalk, all he's done is really set the ball and serve. So that's the type of partner that you're looking for, someone who can just take over like James is right now. Another bomb, risk worth the reward. Love it. Now Kamer finally getting to play. Going well off the net. Easy point for Sweden. And that's a weird mistake for Chaim because I think even though trying Chaim didn't work out and they never really got the result they were looking for, when we were together as a team, I'd put Chaim as one of the best passers in the world. And again, I think top 20 classifies you to me as one of the best in the world at your respective categories. So that's a rare miss for Chaim. And that's why I think that James is actually the perfect partner for Chaim because Chaim's going to be able to lob him up on two as much as he wants. When Chaim and Tri played together, Tri hit on two a 72% side out rate, and that's going to be a weapon for them. And so I would expect that's just a rare mistake. You're not going to see Chaim out of system very often. There he's right back in system. Oh, right on cue. We have it on two. I like the swing from James. It's the right decision. I look at that impact point super high and just tries to go hero with it. If he swings for this deep corner here, Ahman might be able to get a touch on it, but they're going to be so out of sorts and out of system that that's not going to be a sustainable play. And so I like the play. I like the offensive system they're designing, getting James on two as much as possible because then you're just going to have to serve James. He's pretty dang terminal. So he misses that one, but I'll take that decision all day from Jamesy. Back to Chaim again. Perfect pass. And I like that little tempo play for Kamer. So he takes, it's kind of like a little nugget there from James. And Chaim is able to jump so fast. And he's kind of the opposite of James. So where James takes it so far inside from the left, Chaim likes it sort of traveling over his shoulder to the right. And then his patented high angle swing, beating Hellvig at the top. Nicely done. Again, pinning Hellvig on the sideline. Now, interesting. So this must have been wind coming off the left side of your screen as Hellvig is playing on the left side on the far side of your screen and the right side here. And so they're just parking him on the good side. James, nice move. Hellvig, he's seen it before. So this is what we call a three, where the blocker starts in the angle, James perfect lineup, and then you jump in the line a little bit outside the body. Defender's doing the opposite, starting in the line, running late, and this is just a swing that beats it. And how Hellvig sees it, I don't know, and I don't even know if he is using vision or if he's just using just a conceptual system where he's like, hey, wind is coming off the ocean this way, high deep swing into the wind is going to be what beats. If you're ever in doubt, if you're just starting to play, a high deep swing into the wind, it's going to work more often than not. You don't really need to use your vision. It's just use that concept and you're going to side out quite a bit. So again, to Chaim on two. Beautiful. Look at this. And James does such a nice job. Look at him waiting and waiting and waiting. So he has so much room to come step close inside. Hellvig running up. Anytime the blocker's running up and you're serving Chaim, good luck because that's what they're going to be trying to do. And what I like here too is that Chaim was running for a tempo play this way, making Hellvig make a decision. Even though Hellvig makes the right decision in read, James is going to win that battle nine and a half times out of 10. So I love what I'm seeing from Kame and James right now. Another rip worth the reward because Kame is not an aggressive server, right? They're not going to earn a ton of points off Kame's serve. And so James is going to be their risk on server. Kame is going to be more the guy that just pops it in, tries to make him uncomfortable. So I think that James has to have full green light. What a set there from James. Keeping that tempo. Kamer trying the miracle cut. I don't know if Hellvig touches that. Nice cover work there from James and then going with the high line swing. Touchy, got a touch. So a bit of a lucky play there for the American boys. First option we've seen from Ahman. And again, look at the discipline from James at the net. So he's just waiting, waiting, waiting. Fronts Ahman. Came coming in to fill behind, making Ahman hit a perfect shot. Now I've seen him hit this hundreds, if not thousands of times. It's a swing he's going to make more often than not. But James is making him uncomfortable, going for this extreme line, making it hard. And that's all you can do against teams at this level. If you make them uncomfortable, if you make their life difficult, you're going to win more often than not. And as soon as I say that Kame is the risk off server, he goes ahead and, I mean, where does this hit in the net? I mean, that's halfway up. That's at the bottom. So just so you know, if you guys ever hit the bottom of the net, everyone does it. Kame, been to a couple Olympics. He still does it. Kamer, awesome pass. Little tempo right in, and then going with a low line. This is not Kame's game, right? So I think that this set might have gotten a little bit higher than he wanted. He likes those tempos. And Kame, the low line is not his signature. And so you see it kind of gets away from he's jumping right to left, the ball's going left to right, and it gets just a little bit to his side, tries to go too sharp, just not the best decision making. And that's what wind does. So you're going to see a lot of poor decision making in the wind because they're imperfect conditions. Good pass from Kame, no surprise, better tempo on the set, and there's Johnny. Great block from Hellvig here. So Hellvig is another. I think Hellvig is probably the most disciplined fundamental block in the game right now. Gets right in front. Perfect press over, dropping this right hand into the seam. Got him. And I don't know if he gets a block or if that's an error from Kame, but again, same thing that James made Ahman go super sharp. Now Hellvig is making Kamer go super sharp, and they tied back up after going down 6-2. So now the pressure all on Kame. Now, I haven't watched this match like fully breaking down. I would expect James to start getting pretty aggressive on two, especially with Hellvig running up, especially with Kamer giving up two in a row. And there's a jump set. Probably should have been a double. I think it's a little bit quick, right? So look at the trajectory of this set. So James does a nice job freezing Hellvig. Kame's going to have a borderline open net. Now watch the flatness of that set. He kind of, one, he doubles it, and two, it's just he's got to make Kame pick it off, and it just gets a little bit outside Kame. So I think you can see the flags. The wind is blowing left to right. James is sort of shooting that set left to right. And now Sweden's on a 9-4 run to close into the technical timeout. No jump set this time. I like the decision from James, but again, so this is the third on two we've seen. All three been back this way. So crossbody on two seems to be what he wants to do. Ahman now in position. Perfect patient dig. Nice step close. Weird shot there from Ahman. A little bit tentative. So this is a big swing for Kamer in transition. There he goes. There's that high line. So he's going with the high line that time. That's more his game, more his speed. Big look at the bottom. And Kamer, 39 years young, might be 40 now. Look how high he's still playing. Up there with the young bucks. Nicely done, Kamer. Jamesy, take a rip, son. Big serve. Unbelievable pass and swing from Ahman. This serve is coming in high. I mean, this has got to be Evandro's speed. And Ahman dimes it. Absolute dime. And then Ahman traveling from left to right. And even though the set is way inside, look how far he jumps. Footprints are here. This is like a dead right to left step close. That's just the remarkable athleticism of a David Ahman. So great serve from James. And that's what Sweden does. They sort of devastate you because they take your best heat and they just sort of make a play like that. And they're like, what else? What else you got? Serving still not the biggest strength of Sweden. They rely more on their defense. So Hellvig playing the right again. Nice timing. So again, this is I I don't know what play call this would be because James is setting up early in the angle. Kame's going kind of late. So I don't know if this is a big angle block or if it's meant to be a four, but I think the United States they use the lack of vision from Hellvig to their advantage because really James is there early. Kame is sort of going late, and so had Hellvig taken a look, this high deep angle swing, he'd have known that that was open. Instead, Kame walks right into the line. Nice little tempo play coming. Nice high deep swing from Kamer. This is patented. This is signature Kame Schalk right here. Boom. High deep swing. That's his game. Hellvig again in trouble. Really nice footwork from James. Watch these little shuffles from James as it gets close. These micro shuffles. Gets in position. Nice move. Kamer on the run. Not going to be able to make that play. Good aggressive swing from Johnny. There's Kamer. That's your game, buddy. High line. I mean, watch how high he contacts this. This is, and Hellvig is 6'3", super jumpy. They are way up there. Kamer still got the high line. Again, James, I love that he's still bombing. That is it. Is the same exact serve that he hit on the play before. Ahman makes a heroic pass on it. No heroic pass. And look at the bend on this. So, James, this starts sort of at Ahman's sort of seam leg there, and this it ends up right in between the two. Look at that bow. Nasty serve from James. So again, this is kind of a game of runs. Started out 6-2. Sweden goes up 11-10. Kame and James up 15-13. A lot of this is really Kamer's doing just enough. Right? I mean, Kame has had a dig, I think one dig, and James has a couple aces, couple big plays at the net, and so it's really that they're relying on the first line of defense there with the serve and the block of James to set up everything else. Perfect step into the seam here. Awesome job. Nice timing from Kamer. As soon as I said Kamer's got one dig, look at this read. So Kamer just sees it, makes the move. Awesome job getting still. Kamer stay high line. Beauty. Absolute beauty. It's fun to see Kamer playing well. Loved working with him, spending time with him last year, and he's that high line. Man, he's got it. Perfect footwork from James. Watch shuffle, shuffle. Gets in front. Don't know what the play call is here because you got James sort of fading line, Kamer going into the line, Ahman taking the double up, and that's just a nice play from Sweden. Nice pass from Kamer. There's that flat jump set from James. This one a little bit more of a peak. See that it's got a little bit more height to it. Kamer still able to get up a little bit higher. Nice play from Hellvig. Big step close inside from Kame. Now I love this fill. Watch Ahman. Sit in pocket, leaning seam. Awesome dig. Perfect control from Ahman. Nice put away. He's the best defensive player in the world for a reason. That's it. He just makes the hard plays look so dang easy. Now here comes Sweden. Kamer, awesome pass. There it is. Back to the well. That high line has been working. I think Kamer should just keep going to it and going to it and going to it until they stop it. And maybe he will. I mean, shoot, they beat him. They don't need my advice. Their coach, by the way, just shout out Mike Playcheck, team coach Resurrection. So both of his teams, Therese Cannon, Megan Kraft being the other one, they lost in that round of 12. Both come back from the Resurrection rounds and then both win a medal. So congrats to Coach Playcheck. And you, let's look at this swing again. Johnny getting after it. You don't see him take a rip too often. So here we have James setting up early in the angle, Kame setting up early in the line, and they both leave. And so Johnny just Yahtzee. Love that swing from Hellvig. And that's not his game. He doesn't do the big power game. So he must have known that that was coming. James, another jump set. This is one. So the option to jump set ratio is starting to be a little bit too skewed for my personal preference. I'd rather see James just option this because Hellvig, he sees it. He's already going over to Kame. So if James just drops that option into that deep angle, it's easy money. But instead, he makes the hard play, does a really nice job hanging. Watch how long he hangs. Makes it looks like he's swinging. Hang, 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 hang. Sets it. Kamer on time. Nice high line from Kame. Again, high line is the well. Big rip. Love it. A lot of heat. Nicely handled from Ahman. And Ahman goes long. He's looking for a touch. I don't see touch. I mean, this is way. That's not even close to me. Oh, Osvaldo Sumaville, Silver Fox up top. He ain't calling that. So again, James's serve, the difference maker, another absolute bullet. They're not afraid to go at Ahman. That's a heck of a rip from Ahman. And again, it's James's footwork. Like he's getting balanced, super dynamic, getting a touch. Kamer, nice reaction. Just send it over. Sweden, nice play. And this, I mean, this is just team chemistry 101. Watch Hellvig, kicks out, squares up. He's ready for it. Baby step close, easy option. Nice play from Sweden, but there's a lot of pressure from the United States. I mean, how many first ball side outs have we seen from Sweden? Barely any. Kamer, deep corner pocket. Ahman again, holding seam, shuffling, gets balanced, sliding right into it. Oh, not a dig you're going to see Ahman miss very often. And Hellvig, awesome job squaring up. Set not quite far enough. I think the wind catches this. So watch James, ball going way inside, can't quite get there. And this is where you got to go in flow with the play. So James is going from right to left, and now he's trying to carve it back, sort of back into this short line. But he does, if he goes in flow, he's going to have a better chance at it. Instead, tries to jam it through Hellvig. Hellvig too disciplined for that. Nice discipline at the net from Hellvig. Better pass from Kamer. Nice tempo. Ahman ready for the high line. Ready for Kamer to go to the well. And then he just misses it. I mean, how many little errors have we seen from Ahman? So this set just gets a little bit wide. And I think this is the wind again. So just like Kamer's set got held up in the wind and died inside to the right, now it's going to be Hellvig who sets this, and he's going to miss to the right. And look how far outside of Ahman's body he goes and gets, and then the wind gives that extra nudge out of bounds. Ahman looking at Hellvig a little bit exasperated. They're frustrated. That's a couple plays that you just don't see Sweden miss hardly ever in this first set. And this is such a good shot. And look at the reach on this and then the downward motion. Power poke from Johnny Hellvig. Recommend. Kamer for the set. Patented. High deep angle swing. But look at Hellvig. Again, big sort of hop into the angle. Look how balanced he is. Awesome dig. Oh, he digs it over again. And then Jamesy. No overdig on this one. And what in the world? This is not something you see hardly ever. So there's no touch there. How often do you see Johnny Hellvig miss a set like this for set point over the net right into James's lap? And then Kamer, oh man, this is I don't know what's going on here. This is a weird. This is for set point, and nobody seems to want it. This is crazy. And then another. Oh man. And then Ahman pokes it right to Kamer. Got a little controlled pepper for set. And Kamer puts it away. Man, that was we're gonna call that a wind effect. I can't think of any other reason why what just happened. That was wild. So set number two, I would expect it. I think if you were watching this, you couldn't expect Sweden to play that poorly again, right? They had Ahman had a couple overdigs that he won't do again. He had a couple errors that you can't expect him to do again. And so now we're back. Nice first ball side out. Nice pass from Kamer. Love him working. Back set with the wind. Beautiful again. Where you want to go with the wind, swing into it, preferably high deep. Kamer, nice and high. Awesome. Untouchable. Jamesy, rip away. Beauty. That's just nasty. Is James Shaw the second coming of Evandro right now? I haven't seen someone put this kind of pace on a jump serve at the World Tour level. Trying to think of who else is up there in terms of who hits jump serves. Where you got Alex Brower, he can put some pop on it. Evandro, Phil, obviously, but he hasn't been on the World Tour in quite a while. I'd put James as one of the best jump servers we've seen in a pretty long time. He's not named Evandro. And this is a really nice block move from James. It's just a better swing from Hellvig. And Hellvig's bringing some pop to it. Again, service pressure all on Kame. I like this little hesitation option from James. Just gets that slight hesitation from Hellvig, still able to square up. That's a big swing, but again, Hellvig or Ahman, sorry, shifting into the seam, just knows all the right places. So he's been playing Kame, letting him have the perimeters, and he's instead just been patrolling seam, and he's gotten a lot of touches. And this one, not an overdig, giving himself a chance in transition. Better set from Hellvig. That's the Sweden we know and love. Nice serve, good pass from Kamer. Again, Hellvig sort of patrolling these seam areas. Nice high deep swing from Kame. And this is gonna have to find a different way to put some service pressure. So Kame is he's the risk off server, yes, but Hellvig, look at Hellvig's feet. He doesn't even have to move for this ball one bit. He's literally in his same footprints, and so that you got to make someone move if you're going to make plays, and there's just no chance on that one. And again, same serve in return from Ahman right into Kamer's lap. And Kamer to the well. So Sweden adjusting. Hellvig going high, high, high. Awesome handwork with that left hand of the line. And then watch him open up. Gets out, gives Ahman room to set this soft block. They're one of the best soft block transition teams in the world right now. And Hellvig's so smart with those plays. Those plays are really tough for blockers because you're getting a touch, you're turning around, you have to find where your partner is going to set it, and then you need to execute, hit it to the right spot. And Hellvig is so dang good at it. One of the best, maybe the best in the world, probably the best soft block team in the world in terms of just putting it away off the softy. A little bit too far off the net for James to option. And look at look at the balance. All right, so a lot like Kristen Nuss again, hanging out in this seam. He's let the sharps go for the most part. And he's just ready to go. He stays right there, not cheating at all, trusting his speed. Awesome dig. Better set that time from Hellvig. Jamesy might be his first dig. Oh my goodness. And again, this big shift into the angle. Awesome job staying low, passing the bottom of the ball. Ahman now making life super difficult for Cam and James. And James just goes up and beats Hellvig. Fast jump, fast shot. But Ahman, even though they don't win the rally, you're starting. That's kind of a Pyrrhic victory for the U.S. because you won the point, but look how hard you're having to work for him now. Love that off speed from James. This is a great serve. Something we're trying to get our Florida State girls to develop is this top spin to float serve, and the way it moves, it's just wicked. Now Hellvig does a great job passing it. There's that beautiful carve from Hellvig, bit of a signature shot. Nice pass from Kame. There's the option from James. Awesome read here from Ahman. Now he's just hanging out in the seam. Now we've seen James go crossbody, crossbody, crossbody. So I don't know what Ahman sees here to make him shift into the angle, but it is awesome. And then look, passing the bottom of the ball. Watch how low he is. Bottom of the ball, straight up, easy ball for Hellvig to set. Sets it well. This is filthy. He sort of just chops away sideways at it. That's an athlete right there, getting fired up. Nice serve from Kamer. There you go, making a move. But this is exactly what Sweden does. And again, this is another concept that we're trying to work on with our young women at Florida State is when you get served to the sideline, the idea is to keep you pinned there. And so you want to pass and run, sort of try to get out of this. From this area, this little black mark on top of the tape to the pin, that's where the defense wants to keep you. So run your offense from here, anywhere in this area. Now you've retaken control, and that's what Sweden does so well. So Ahman serve to the sideline, tough serve, great pass. Now he's making the defense move. Look how out of sorts Kame and James are. So Kame is running, he's off balance. James is doing a swing blocking maneuver, and Ahman, that's just an expert play. Nice pass from Kame. Jump set, a little bit better this time from Jamesy. Kamer's ready for it. Now you see the gap here between hitter and blocker. That's what the United States is looking to create. Where Hellvig, he's late, he's fading. Really smart swing from Kame. Anytime you're running a tempo play to the pin, I always like swinging with the flow of the play because the blocker's fading that way, and you're just going to get that tool over and over and over again, even against a world-class blocker like a Jonatan Hellvig. Oh, I like the serve. Nice pass from Kamer. Set way outside. This is so far on his right shoulder. Nice timing from Ahman. Again, Sweden. Where's Ahman dig it? Here. Where's he getting away from this alley? Where's he going? Into the middle, retaking control of the play. Beautiful, beautiful offensive design from Sweden. I want to see an option. Fake, no option taken. Ahman cruising in the seam. Again, making a touch. No chase down. Nice heat from Camber. Camber's got a little pop of the swing this year. Nice serve down the seam from Kame again, making Hellvig move this time. Again, a little bit of trouble. And Hellvig is sort of jumping backwards. I mean, he jumped from here, lands here. Again, when in doubt, swing into the wind. And that's what Hellvig does. I think it would have been easier for the United States just to call off whatever play they had when they saw is this out of system and go to basic line block. But things are happening so fast. Now we're just picking at nits. It's just a great play from Sweden. A great sort of break glass in case of emergency play from Sweden. Big swing from James. So on this side, we've seen him go middle, 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 middle. I like him changing it. So even though he misses, I like it. Again, you're the risk on server, you're the point scorer. Got to go for it. Nice pass from Kame. Now Kamer, look at his. So Kame is more of he wants this set coming over his shoulder, and this is way inside. Look how where his body's facing, all sideways, going with the flow of the play. That's a really nice job from Kame. Not trying to go out of flow back to the line. It wasn't available. Just taking percentage wise what was the more aggressive swing for him to make. It's a really nice job from Kame. Nice scoop from Hellvig. Watch how low he gets. I talk about passing the bottom of the ball a lot. Sweden does that as well as anyone because then they can lift it real easy. Ahman going back to that wrist away down the line. We've seen him miss it before. And James makes an awesome move. You can't make a better move than that on two. He's done an excellent job reading their on two attacks, and Ahman just makes a better swing. But James is making them so dang uncomfortable. He's going to be making a lot of people uncomfortable. Kamer, beautiful pass. Nice tempo set. There's a beautiful cutty. And that's what Sweden's given up right now. So I'm on Doug, sort of the perimeter cutty, but this little baby cutty that's been open for Kamer. And Sweden's okay with it because that's maybe the first time we've seen Kamer hit that shot. And until he hits it a couple times, I think Sweden's just going to give it to him because you just got to play percentages. And you got to expect the other team they're going to side out between 50 and 70%, and you're just trying to take whatever their lower percentage swings are, and that's just something that Kamer hasn't done a lot. And so if I'm Sweden, I'm still giving it up. So here looks like we have a four. Call four being, yep, there it is. There's the four. And so you see Jamesy lined up sort of on the numbers in the line. And at the last second, he's going to dive into the angle. Kamer parked in the angle. He's going to run for line. What you're taking away is a hard angle swing and a high line shot. Where you're giving up in this play is a sharp angle swing or a cut shot. And this sharp angle swing is also sort of what you're giving up. But I think that Jamesy might go a little bit late. I don't know if he gets far enough over. I mean, this is an elite. That's a high, high swing. And that's a disadvantage of running these blocks, these dive blocks, is that when you're diving, you're losing height for getting lateral versus getting in their face. And that's just a really, really nice swing. Good piece of offense from Hellvig. James, we haven't seen him in serve receive in quite some time. I like the switch, little surprise serve. Kamer has to go on two. He's rushed. Now we're scrambling in defense. Nice athletic play from James. Look at this independent handwork from Jamesy. So he's just sort of swinging. He's a full body length away from Ahman. Look at this reach. Oh, he's got left hand way out here, right hand here. That's madness. You don't see many blockers this with this type of physicality and athleticism. That the amount of ground that he covered in a step and a jump and a reach is insane. Now I don't think they're going to get this point. But just the fact that he gave Sweden trouble is unique. We'll put it that way. Back to James. He set a little bit off. Now that's a great set from Kamer. Whoo! Hellvig. And this is what I mean. So look how disciplined Hellvig is. Shuffle, super square, and he just goes straight over. Left hand right here, guarding that sharp angle. Right hand in that seam. I mean, put it on a poster. It's perfect. So now pressure shifting back to James. Again, passing to the end line. Kamer backpedaling, does a pretty nice job of lobbing that one up. And look at the discipline and defense. Ahman able to change direction past the what? Bottom of the ball. Lifts it. Easy set. And he misses it wide. Another uncharacteristic error from Sweden. So Sweden's just been a little bit off in a lot of different aspects of their game. Transition making a lot of errors. Serve receive making some errors, especially Ahman. He rarely gifts you free points, and he's given up a couple. And speaking of errors, this is, I mean, and this might be kind of a shot altered, as I think he was looking for the hands of James. No hands to be found, as we have kind of an accidental double up here from the U.S., and he misses that by 5 feet. So it's just been a little bit uncharacteristic for Sweden, the amount of mistakes that they're making. Nicely done from Hellvig. He's been pretty much unstoppable when he's gone on this right side back into the wind. Back to Kamer now. And the jump back set. Like that. But even more than the jump back set, I love what I'm seeing from Hellvig. So James, who's a really strong option player, I think that's going to be a strength of their game as a whole. And he's not bothering with it. Hellvig, because James hasn't, percentage wise, again, we're giving up percentages. His option hasn't been terminal. So Hellvig tracking Kamer, getting up for that high line, and Kamer just makes a better high line. But I love the blocking work from Hellvig. Got to bring the heat. He does. I think the toss is a little bit low here. Yeah, it just doesn't quite get up there. But I like that middle serve a lot. I think Sweden goes on a run here. Kamer getting out there. Beautiful. I like the high line, but even more than that, again, I like the defensive work. And Ahman, he's almost there too early. He has to put on the brakes to make this dig. Here we go, spreading it out. Better set this time. So last time we saw this set, Hellvig sort of slung it out into this area way too wide this time. He connects. Beautiful. And was that a double lift? All right, it had to be something. Love gamer having words. I mean, I don't know how you can't call it. So, yeah, I appreciate him asking Osvaldo. Nice pass. And Amon all over it. I love this system. So, again, bottom of the ball. Hellvig making the easy play. Beautiful. And that's vintage Sweden. So, even in a 21-13 win, they were still kind of out of sorts as we go into this third set. And I'm curious now how Sweden's going to play the Americans, because they got points on James at the end. They got points on Kamer at the end. So if the U.S., you're kind of reeling going into this third set. Sweden with all the momentum in the world. And that's a terrifying sight when Sweden's got all that momentum. Nice chop from James. Look at this hang time. So he's jumping. Watch James's approach, right? So he's coming left to right, numbers facing the ring here, and then he jumps right to left, body going left, wrist away right. Really tough, really athletic play from James. Nicely done from James. Weird overpass there from Hellvig, and smart play from James. Again, awesome footwork from James. Watch the eye work too. So, all right, let's watch. Okay, he's not optioning. Now we're back on the hitter. Tracking, square. And he's in the angle. Kamer does a nice little, watch Kamer now. Sort of, I'm going angle. Nope, I'm coming right on back. Bit of a Partain move right there. Settled for the dig. Huge transition opportunity. Nice cover. Oh, open net. Oh, and he oh, he gets a little lucky here. Goes. I mean, look at all the court. He could go sharp line. He could go angle. Instead, he goes right where Amon is. Gets a bit of a lucky break, but smart recycle here from Kame. Right. So the set not where he really wants it. A little bit far inside. A little bit jammed. All right. Let's just use Hellvig. Nice cover. Nice fake from James to get Cameron the open net. So that's a hot start for the U.S. Oh, I love this from Kane. I love it. So we just saw the exact opposite, right? So James, big angle. Cameron did that little fake angle back to the line. Now he's just going full send. Awesome dig. Huge chance for oh, Johnny. Look at this dig from this block from Hellvig. Big reach into the angle. And what a save. The difference between 1-3 and 4-1, especially in an in-system transition swing. But I love that defense from Kame. Giving different looks, reading well is awesome. And nice high swing. Beautiful. And I talked about how good Hellvig is at using blocks. Jamesy, look how high this swing is. Way up there. Hellvig going line, Ahman going line, Jamesy going line, don't matter. When you swing high off the blocker's hands, that's an excellent way to play volleyball. Big serve from James. Again, I mean, we haven't even seen that many jump sets from Sweden because James's serve has been so good. But again, Hellvig going angle into that wind. He has been undefeated. Kamer going with the flow of the set. I love it. Right. And by with the flow, I mean set's going left to right. Kame's approach is going left to right. And again, the blocker also going left to right. You go with it. He's not there in time. That's an awesome, smart swing from Kame. Nice footwork from James. I like the dynamic move from James. By dynamic move, he's so far in the angle. Watch the handwork. So he goes way lateral, right hand way up there. Kamer almost able to make that change of direction dig. Nice pass. Send it, James. There it is. And again, I love the confidence of James. So he hasn't been super terminal on two. And a couple times he's gone back to this line. Ahman's been there. James going right back to it. Knows he's a great option player. Beautiful play. Keep ripping. Nice smooth pass. Look how long James holds this finish. Oh, it's beautiful. Super smooth pass. Going with the flow of the play. Sick. Again, with the flow. Left to right. With the wind. Left to right. Where's the blocker going? Left to right. Where's he going to be late? Left to right. Use those hands all day. Awesome, smart swing from James. Nice serve. Pinning Kamer on his line. Set goes way outside again. The wind pretty strong in Mexico. Kamer expecting it in this four area. Ends up being sent to the five. Nice fill from Hellvig and so from Ahman. So you see that there's no way that Kame's going to be able to wrap this into the sharp angle. And so Ahman does a beautiful job filling into the seam. The only place that he could go and another overpass from Ahman. How many has that been? More overpasses in this match than I have seen in a full tournament from David Ahman. And so the United States, credit to them, you have to, when a team like Sweden's making mistakes, you have to capitalize. And there aren't that many teams who do. Hence why Sweden has such an obscenely high winning percentage. And the United States, they've been capitalizing quite a bit. Love that James is sticking with it. Beautiful pass from Ahman. Awesome swing. Again, set drifts a little bit outside. Unbelievable change of direction here from Ahman. But again, it's another overpass. And Jamesy, good night. Let's just watch this again for fun. Boom. Yahtzee. James Shaw. 9-6. I mean, you look at all these little hinge moments, and the United States could have had a 4-0 lead. It was 3-1, but instead of an 8-7, they make the transition play. It's 9-6. You maintain that 3-point lead instead of a two-pointer. That's awesome. And again, so we've seen this set up from the United States a couple times now, right? So James in the angle. What's Kamer going to do? This is how exactly how Miles and Andy play defense. It's no coincidence that they have the same coach now as they do. So you see Kamer in the line early, faking into the angle, going back to the line. But again, Hellvig, what's he been so good at? He's going into the angle. They just get a nice cover play. And Ahman, another error. And so the set a little bit further inside than I think he wanted. Makes a nice step close. but tries to go back into the win. It's the right play. Doesn't quite make it. And another weird error for Sweden. That was bizarre. What happens here? And Ahman he's jammed here. It's a little bit too low and flat for him to option. Trying to do some sort of underhand poke. Kamer on two. Nicely done before the defense can get set up. Smart play from Kamer. Nice pass here from James as well. Again, early angle block. Kamer, he's been going fake angle back to the line. He's parked in the line. Sometimes he's gone full with it. And so he stays there. And even if Hellvig hits his inbounds, Kame's all over it. So this little early angle block and all the many variations within it are what is killing Sweden right now. And you just see that they're just puzzled. I mean, Amon's frustrated. Hellvig is just puzzled. Now let's watch again. How are they going to set up? Early angle block. Kamer just sort of drifting into the line. I'd expect Hellvig to go back into the angle. Yes, he does. Awesome swing. Boomtown. But the damage has been done because now not only does the United States have a 5-point lead, but they've run so many mini variations of that angle block that Sweden, they've had a hard time adjusting to it. And that's a huge credit to what Chaim and James are doing. Awesome swing from Chaim. I have that as inbounds. I mean, this is not Kamer's go-to. And that's a sick swing. You can't stop that. And they've been running pretty much virtually all line blocks on Ahman. Ahman leaving a little sliver here for line. Beautiful crackback. James just nodding, saying that's a hell of a swing. Indeed it is. Oh, nice time. Look at this little flipper dig. Look at this. Able to wheel forward. That's awesome. Jamesy, second time of asking. Boom. Stay aggressive, son. There's long arm snap from James. And one thing I want to point out for the United States right now, how many errors have they made? Barely any. Versus Sweden, who's usually very responsible with the ball, they've made, I don't want to say a ton. We'll just say far more than you would expect from a team like Sweden. And that's been one of the biggest difference makers is that the United States, all these little transition and grindy plays, the exact rallies that Sweden wins such a high percentage of, they've almost all gone the way of the United States. They've just been smarter. Look at Kamer with a walk-off ace. Throw your hat, Jamesy. Well, I mean, you talk about a resume building win where James, I'm going to call him a rookie. I know he did a brief 1 year playing AVPs and qualifiers and stuff, and then went to Germany for his last year or two indoor. Now he's back on the beach. You beat Sweden your first year, and you look like that. Unbelievable serving, really on point setting, smart decision making on two. They come away with a bronze medal later, beat a really good Dutch team and Alex Brouwer and Steven van de Velde. So James, he's a force right now. Between him and Andy Benish, you have two unbelievably talented blockers, both left-siders, both can option, both can jump set, both can keep up with the Swedens of the world. It's fun to see for American fans. And the good news for Sweden is that, they played about as bad as I have seen Sweden play in terms of uncharacteristic mishandling of small touches, and that's going to happen in wind. Wind is called the great equalizer for a reason, and it equalized the playing field, and the United States was just more responsible with it. Curious to see how Sweden responds. Curious to see what the adjustment is on Chaim and James moving forward, because there's a lot of people watching this film like I am right now. There's going to be a lot of film on James, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see a couple more good tournaments from Chaim and James, and then a bit of a dip as teams watch a lot of film, and then there's going to be the readjustment period from Chaim and James to see how they adapt to the rest of the world adapting. But glad to have you guys back here on Film Room, and going to try to do one on the Argentina-Cuba final, as that was, to me, one of the most exciting finals I've seen in a long time. But wanted to do one on this one. It's the biggest upset I've seen in a while on the Beach Pro Tour. Hope that Chaim and James can sustain this success. This weekend, Florida State will be at Cal Poly. The AVP has its first qualifier in Huntington Beach, and the Beach Pro Tour is in Brazil. So busy, busy, busy week of beach volleyball. I will catch y'all the next time on Film Room. Shoots.